and turning on the mic. There we go. It's still only me. We are still working separately, but it's good. Things are progressing. Hey Vormios, how are you doing? How is everything? How are you doing anything new? And how is the cheese plugin going? Chess plugin. I don't know why did I mute audio. Alright, like this. Hey Mr. White, now I remember you. The thing is that sometimes we see a lot of names on championships, but when you stop by on these regular days, we usually remember you. The cheese thing I finished. Oh, really? Wait, what was that? Was that something for you, or were you paid? Was a paid project, or what was it? So the Vormius, he's also streaming, and he was doing his programmer. He was doing the chess plugin, and I'm not sure like what was the main thing about it, like main purpose. Like you can just play, or is it for training, or do you know about the Duno on English motoscope here in Zrenjanin? I didn't know that there is a motoscope right now here, but we had it also like a month ago here in Pančeva. It was fun. I wasn't really at the motoscope. It's like a motoscope is something like a lot of bikers with you know, their bikes, but also there is a band with music and people selling beer and so on. So we weren't there inside that festival, but we were like there's a river and a walking park there, so we were hanging out there. We could hear the music, and some people were like there was a Metallica tribute band, so that was fun. It's an extension that I made, a free version and paid one. Aha, it's for training, yeah. So is that how I would not know where I would market such a thing, but are you in that kind of business, or... Man, it was fun. The hangover. But the hangover. Yeah. You're gonna drink a lot of water if you... This seems to help me a lot, and I'm tomorrow usually fine. But I have like a bottle of water next to me when I sleep. Well, I can't handle myself because my dad is one of them, and I got drunk. Free drinks for me, so yeah, I can see that. Alright, gonna add one bot and we can start. I drank 5 today and I woke up at 12. I still can't find my pants though. What, you came... Oh, you lost them at home or before? Or on motoscope? I have no idea. So fun times, huh? We have that, like, we call it K. It's like a, well, let's say park near the river. It's like a walk where there is a river and you can walk there and, you know, have fun. And yeah, sometimes I was there without the pants, but not because I lost them, but we were like swimming there, and it's not the best place to go for a swim, but when you have a few drinks, it's kind of acceptable. So maybe something like that happened to you, or why would you lose them? I have no idea. Beaga. Tisa or which? Ah, it's Tamish. Tamish, actually. It's a small river. It's I can actually show you. Yeah, so there it is. This one. It's a nice, like, you know, it's nothing too special, but this actually, yeah, something like this. So you can hang out in these places, and if you really feel like getting in water. Alright, let's go with 12 units. You're not far, like 60 kilometers. Let me see. A bit more, like 80, 90 kilometers, something like that. I never were in Zrenjanin, by the way. Alright, so what to choose? Let's try something like this. Alright, so you guys can join now. We have 12 units. I mean 12 points. How old are you, if I can ask? Yeah, for sure. I'm 27. So as older as you get, you start, when somebody asks you how old are you, I don't know, I guess when I'm younger I'm thinking about it more, so I'm like 21, and then I know I'm 21. Now when somebody asks me how old are you, I have to think about it. Yeah, 27, I think. Yeah. Oh, and you? How old are you? '16. All right. I actually have a brother. He's 18. I mean, it's like my mother and my stepfather. I never lived with them, but I think we're gonna add one bot. And let's start. If anybody here wants to play too, you can, like, I guess you know how to join, but if you don't, there is a tutorial. Because I see we have 6 people here and maybe somebody is new. So there's a tutorial how to join. It's super easy. Just write hashtag, name of the character, followed by level, press enter, and you start building your team. Oh, Mr. White, thank you for hosting. Alright, let's start. So, what do you do? I mean, I know you're in high school right now, but what do you want to do after that? Wow, that shield is really saving this orc. Yeah, yeah. He would be thrown, knocked down a lot if he didn't have it, but... well, it sounds funny, but I'm doing it now medical school. Yeah, that's well, why would it be funny? It's awesome. Do you plan to go further with that? I know you can go a lot, like, if I were in medical school, I would still, if I wanted to, like, be doctor or something, it would take, how much, like 10, 12 years more. And but after I finish, I will go IT here in Zrenjanin. So you're more interested in that. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of opportunities in IT, and if that is something that interests you, that's definitely something like a good thing. Well, me and my friend who just started there were programming, and he got offer from Blizzard, and now he's working for 2,000 euros in Novi Sad. Wow, nice. How old is he? And what kind of offer did he get? And congratulations to me, I won. Alright, let's go with 16 units. They said I can join him, just have to start a tech school. So, like, yeah, I have a friend who is still haven't finished the college, and he's like mathematical college in Belgrade, but he's already working at Nordeus. If you heard of them, they're like one of the two or three firms we have here in Serbia. I mean, serious big ones. But what is your friend doing? Like a programmer? Do you know more what, like, more specifically what he like? What are his tasks and so on? All right, we can join again. Adding some orcs. The thing about it is that I don't know. I was when I finished high school, I was thinking like, should I go like and go to some university, some college, or should I just try something on my own? And yeah, I mean, I would probably learn more different stuff in college, but and it's fun, like a social experience because you meet a lot of people and so on. But I chose differently. I chose to learn stuff on my own, and I did, and I started making video games on my own, and I'm happy with that. But again, there is a lot of fun in college, so yeah, there is like ups and downs, you know. So I'm happy that I have independence and so on, but on the other hand, I would probably have a lot of awesome experience just hanging out with people who are like-minded and so on. So I used to be very eager to tell people, don't go to college, it's like you can do it on your own, but first of all, do you want to work in team or do you want to work alone? And second of all, there are other benefits of college that you don't really get if you sit at home and work. So, but you already have a job offer, so that is awesome. But how much would you need to like how many years of college do you need to start working with them? Do you just need to start going to college, or he's doing functional language and decision table and basic programming. You see, if I went to college, I would know what you were talking about, but I don't. I just have to start. Yes, I got an offer already, so so you already know some of that stuff, and you would be, or would you be more of an like a learning intern there? It's basically that. Basically what? What? I got to finale again. I'm good today, but bot is going to kick my ass. If I press, I don't know, left on the keyboard, the any character goes left with specific texture, movement, and so on. Alright, let's go with 18 characters. So you said if I press, I don't know, left on keyboard, your characters goes left with specific texture, movement, and so on. So I'm guessing that there is already some system they build and you are doing something with that, or but decision table are like most of decision games. How are they doing that? They have some system of their own, or And why do they need decision tables? What kind of games do they even have for that? If I chose, I don't know, to save girl, not boy, the game, then logically it cannot be in my game and at the end alive. Alright, so... but why do they need that? I don't recall any Blizzard games that have something like that. Hearthstone Towers. I'm still not following completely. What would you what? All right, I'm gonna join here. Let's add some wargs. Let's try like this. Choosing cards, well, others I still don't know, cause you know I cannot know. I'm not completely following. What do you mean? I mean, what do you do about that exactly? When you said decision tables, I figured that you're building some kind of decision tables. Like, I have one game, it's called Skimming Through the Zombie Apocalypse, and there are a bunch of decisions, so I figured maybe you're working on that system or something that is for decisions, but this is not a decision game, this is like card game. Oh, I miscalculated here. I wanted to add 2 priests. So, Warg 8, Archer 8, Priest 1, and Priest 1. Yeah, like that. Well, alright, I mean, it's awesome that you already have some opportunity. Function is, like I said, that you have your control over your character in the game. What it won't put mine. So wait, is that for testing? Like you're building a program that is going to make decision and test what to do in the game, or? I'm imagining that they are having some AI, or not AI, but something that is testing their games, debugging them. So you guys can join now, but we can add some bots also if we don't have enough people. That's the thing, they do it manually. I want to join, but it's not putting me in. I don't know, I'm not following completely, but that is fine. I mean, I don't know. It's I know that in a lot of these firms, like you get I mean, I guess it depends on the firm, but one of the things that is putting me off kind of these bigger jobs is that you don't really get to do that much unless you really rise there through the ranks, right? So, for instance, even some great programmers, like maybe you've seen this guy Jonathan Blow. He made Braid and Witness games, and he was in the game, the movie. That one is really interesting to watch. So he was. I heard some of his talks, and he was talking about how in Blizzard he was actually working in Blizzard, but early days, and even then, when it was small and fast moving company, it still was like. You know, his tasks weren't that feeling that meaningful. It wasn't like that he was building something that people will directly see. It's more like, you know, he gets some task to edit something that somebody is doing or something like that, and overall. But I guess when you rise through the ranks a little bit, you get more and more. Sec, I'm making a Python script to give me a random team in your game. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe. I wonder how good it will do. Actually, we are going to update the game soon, and then it will be like, how to say, your decisions will be maybe a bit more important than now. Now I think random team can sometimes win. That's why when we have like a lot of bots, one of them randomly might choose a good team and might win. But we're also trying to add another layer to the game, like to have something that is some kind of synergy, you know? Like for instance, there is like, I don't know, spell damage and melee damage or piercing damage or something like that, and then you would kind of have some ability that like increase damage taken by spell damage. So maybe witch can increase spell damage on enemy units, and then you have also a mage, making mage and witch a good team. And even more combinations, like maybe there is some unit who can make some other units damage into a spell damage, and then again, so that you can combine more stuff logically, so that, because right now this is one of the problems with the game, that bots can choose random teams and these teams can sometimes win. So it means that yeah, there is some decision making, and I mean, it is important what team you choose, but you can sometimes stumble upon a good team randomly, which I don't like that much. Oh, you're telling me that you want to join, but it's not putting you in. Oh, I don't know why. Huh. Now it does, not working. I thought you were talking still about the decision making thing in Blizzard. I have an idea as well, but you know, you could add position, like what formation my units will spawn. That could change a lot on the gameplay. Yeah, there is a position in single player. You can choose where to put the unit. Now it's automatic. We want to let you guys choose as well, but this is the idea. Is this manually or is this the Python script? Ah, this is the Python script. Good job. Alright, so that was fast. You're good. You're good. Alright, so for instance, this is the idea we had for positioning. You could say like knight level 3, and then you can say A2. And then you go like, I don't know, priest level 2. And then she's like B2. And B2, it would be like a chessboard. Vormius is very familiar by now. So B2 would be like, there's like a column, a B, C, and so on, and they're like numbers. And then you can kind of easily visualize, and we can even put a small image of it somewhere here. And this way you can position them exactly where you want. But we have then a bit of a complication, like what if you choose the same field? And then we can say like, alright, well, we can put you to some nearby field, but that is a lot of messing around to do. So I mean, we could do it, but there are a lot of other things that we need to do, so it's like, is it worth it? Hey Uber, how are you doing? You came just in time. Vormius is making another bot, but in Python. There you go, this is the script, yeah, awesome. And he made it really quickly, like in 5 minutes. Then I only need to update my script to give random position to. Yeah, no, we'll change this new change will have units level 1, 2, 3 and demon versions, they are level 10. And yeah, it's less options, but it's actually more because every other level has additional abilities, so you can then actually, let me show you this too. You will be able to go, I'll just tell you actually, you will be able to go, what, your random bot team is doing well. And I'm curious how this will go. Alright. So you will be able to go on our website and see like what abilities at level 2 or 3 or 10 this unit has. And then that will be another decision to make. For instance, you know, you have Knight and then at level 2 he can also cut somebody and make them bleed. At level 3 he can punch somebody with shield and kind of bash them with shield and knock them down. I'm not even sure at level 10 what we would give our Knight, but and the bot one, yeah. I just make a random as well. You know Python too, or? Yeah, that's the big problem with this. You guys can join now again, by the way. But what I'm saying is this is the problem with the game right now, that we can pretty much choose random teams and they might win sometimes, you know. But yeah, I guess with positioning it will be less random, and if we can get some amount of that synergy where some units are just good with each other because they complement each other in some ways, that would help a bit too, so that you're more like having some tactics and planning and less choosing randomly. I can make it in Excel, not a problem, just give me 5-6 minutes. Who won? You won! You won, Uber. You managed to defeat Vormius as a Python bot. So yeah, alright, let's start one more, and then by the time we are done, maybe Mr. White will finish his how do you say, Excel bot. Huh. Yeah, this one did well. yeah, it's a real problem that a random team can win like that, but so I don't know, this synergy thing, I have some ideas for it, but it is a bit too complicated right now. I wanted to have like two types of abilities. Like one type is like main type, like melee, ranged, and spell ability, and then another tag is like, is it fire, is it sharp, is it you know, blight damage, is it something like that, you know. But I need to simplify that a little bit because it's too complicated right now. So maybe just one tag would be nice. Oh look, I won. And that's it. Nice. Vormius just shared his code. This is what it looks like. So output random. Aha, and the letters are only, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and then you just change the number of points and yeah. So next time we get we think like these bots are really getting smart. This is what they look like. It's nothing crazy, really. Our code is a bit longer, but it's because our code is deciding like should we go with all big team with all level units, or should we go with some random units, and but we could have probably written a simpler one too, so it's not much longer than this one. Alright. So yeah, as I was talking about these tags and synergic things, maybe something like, I don't know, what if we had only one of these tags? Like we have you know, piercing damage. That is something that I think in Warcraft they are calling it piercing damage. Is that is that automatically generated, or nice? I wouldn't know how to use Excel to get that kind of stuff. I mean, I use it, but for basic stuff, really. How did you do it? Can you show us? Just a screenshot or something like that of that code. Oh, your friend made it. It's like he used Microsoft Excel and modified. Alright, so let's say we have something like that. We have piercing damage, we have fire damage, we have holy damage, and a few more of these tags. And then there are units that are taking more or less of the, like undeads are taking more holy damage, and maybe units who are heavily armored, they are taking less piercing damage. We don't even have to have armor. We could have, like, you know, knight is just like has a ability that says taking 50% less piercing damage or something like that. And then there are more combinations. And I know on Twitch it's kind of random, but when you play against computer, you always know what their team is, and then you're trying to counter their team as best as you can. So, alright, so this is going to be the last one for today. I'm not sure if Uber is here. Oh, there he is. I almost started without you. Alright, so let's start. It's like he used Microsoft Excel modified. He told me not to give any. So yeah, sure. We wouldn't have any use of it. Just was curious. Well, if you ever used Excel, Excel is like it gives you the words right away and it's faster to program. Huh. I don't use Excel right now. I used to use it before, way back. Now I use Google Sheets. It's pretty much well, at least on surface it's the same thing. I don't know how deep each one goes, but I use it for basic stuff, like, you know, calculating how much things gonna cost and so on. I start to type the command and I can just fill the word, so it's kind of faster. Excel is nice for quick data stuff. I won. Excel is underrated. You think it's better than Google Sheets, or just generally? Cheater. Hey, I'm the only one not using bots here. Like, Mr. White has a bot now, Vormir has a Python bot, Mr. White has Excel bot, Uber is a bot, so, like, what? Humans won today. You don't like Google Sheets. I feel bad like when I said Uber is a bot. It sounds only like almost like an offense, but don't worry. Give it few more years as artificial intelligence is developing, and it's going to become like you know I lost the word, but it's going to become a positive thing. It's going to become a compliment when somebody say you're a bot. Like, wow, you know, because they're going to get smarter than us. Call it professionally. Did you just assume my species? Don't get triggered. AI, yeah. Alright guys, so this was it for today. It was fun hanging out, and tomorrow we have a championship. I have no idea if we will have the same games like from last Saturday or the new ones, but even if we have the games from last Saturday, I mean there is 10 games and they're pretty good games, I think, so we'll see. It depends on the publisher, but yeah. Yeah, we don't, I'm saying we because I'm usually with Daniel here, but we don't try to have these like daily streams too long because like there is not that much to do right now in this build, but maybe we'll have them a bit longer when we have the new build, and we will be doing balancing here and probably some bug hunting. There are going to be a lot of bugs with all the new abilities and stuff. Let me bot battle me and warriors. Yeah, sure, wait. Here you go. You can do that too. Bot off. Let's do one bot off. You generate, so... Do I battle the random? Alright. Bot team number 1. Now here's the thing. You can kind of cheat here because you can click random until you like the bot, and now the question is who did that and how for how long. Alright, Python is still seems more advanced than Excel, even though it's completely random, but if you manage to win the championship tomorrow with bot, that would be funny. But right now, we'll see when we import all these synergy things and positionings and so on, and then it would be a real challenge to write a bot that can actually make something. And also will not always have the same characters available. It will be random, so it will be like, alright, we have, I don't know, 10 random characters now, and then bot needs to take that into consideration. So yeah. Alright guys, this was fun. Challenge accepted. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we are streaming 3 hours later than today. So at my place it's 4 p.m. It's going to be 7 p.m. So yeah, for Mr. White it's the same, but for you guys you can see the timer there in description on Twitch. There is like a countdown and everything. So yeah. Alright guys, so see ya tomorrow.